Hi everybody, so in this video we're going to teach you how to properly, effectively and safely deadlift. So let's get into it. So welcome everybody to Ultimate Body Hype's video, where we give you the knowledge and the tips to transform your body. So today we are looking at how to deadlift properly. Now deadlifts are such a good exercise because they cover so many muscle groups and help us improve and adapt. So how do we deadlift properly? Well, for form, to begin with, you need to stand with your midfoot under the barbell. Bend over and grab the bar with a shoulder width grip apart. Now this is going to be slightly wider than your knees. Bend your knees until your shins touch the bar. Now lift your chest up and straighten your lower back so that it's not bent. Then you're going to take a big deep breath in and hold it and stand up with the weight in your hands. Now you're not going to bend at the hip, but you're going to push your feet into the ground to push away. Now hold the weight for a second at the top and then lower back down by bending your knees. Lower the weight back down to the floor and wait for a second and then come back up again for as many reps as you're doing. Now this is the basic form of a deadlift, but there are a lot of other ways to deadlift and things. But the most important thing to do is that your lower back should stay in a neutral way to avoid injury. Now, rounding it during a heavy deadlift is very dangerous for your spine, and it puts a lot of uneven pressure on the discs, and that is going to cause injury. So always deadlift with a neutral lower back and maintain that natural inward curve of the lower spine. So it's a natural, neutral way of having your spine. Now, the fastest way to increase your deadlift and improve them is by making sure that you have the form first. So by doing that, you'll be able to improve on your efficiency and can use more muscles to pull that weight up, and that will then help you to get stronger, fitter, whatever you're trying to achieve with it. So the best way to improve your form is by practicing, but with lightweight, so just with the bar. So the next question we can ask is, should women deadlift though? Well, the simple answer is yes, but there's more to it than that. Now, this is a question you may have wondered. Perhaps you've wanted to try it, but not maybe been afraid to. And a lot of people have wondered the same thing. Or perhaps they've said, is it safe for women to deadlift? Or they've said, no, women shouldn't deadlift because it's, too big and strong and it's just for men to do. Well, that's not the case, because more and more women are using deadlifts in their training and getting great results. Many also think that deadlifts are a risky exercise, but there's always risk when lifting heavy weight. But if you do it correctly, then you're not going to get injured. Now, the reason people get injured is because they don't know the correct body form and position to be in. So by you watching this video how to do it correctly, then by making sure you do it safely, you're not going to get injured. And some people end up showing off by putting too much weight on the bar. Mainly men do it, and that's why it gets its bad name of injuring people. And often people's lower back goes. And that's because they perhaps haven't strengthened it enough either. So a lot of people will perhaps do it without a weight belt. So should you wear a weightlifting belt when doing deadlift? Well, you may think it's safer, but I would say that it's not necessarily the case. Why? Well, because the belt takes off the pressure on your midsection. Now, this then means that your core muscles aren't engaged as much and they're not being used. So your core will not get stronger. So the rest of your body will get stronger because it's doing this heavy lifting, but the midsection won't. And that could be a weakness, the midsection, which is something you don't want. So the best thing to do is to take the time to learn how to safely deadlift, but also to build up that midsection and build up the weight you're deadlifting. So if you don't use a belt, then you'll be building up that core stability and it will be strong enough. So the only time it is advisable to use a belt is when trying a personal best, a weight that you've never lifted before, that's pushing your max, because you're more likely to go into a bad position and it's going to protect you. But you then know that your core is actually strong enough anyway. So we could illustrate this to prove it's not just me saying a load of random stuff. So if you had a piece of rope and it was thick on either end, but in the middle it was all frayed and ready to snap, would you say that that rope is strong? Would you climb that rope? Well, probably not. So what's the point of having a strong legs and a strong upper body if your middle is weak? So just like with that rope, you don't want to be like that. You want to have a strength throughout. So every time you train muscles through deadlifts, you want to be training your core at the same time. So one way to do this specifically is using deadlifts called Romanian deadlifts. Now they're used to target the lower back to strengthen it. So the key to a safe deadlift is keeping a straight back with heavy weight. And there are exercises that you can perform with lightweight and a curved back, but that's for another time. So if you see people doing it, people that are perhaps experts, then be aware that there are exercises you can do. So while you're deadlifting, is it good for women? Well, they're good for everyone. Now, on paper, they're down as often a leg workout, but this isn't strictly true because a deadlift is such a big movement that it essentially involves the whole body. And you'll find that if you actually try them. So as mentioned, deadlifting also targets your core muscles. So when we say core, this is not referring to your abs necessarily, but instead the deeper muscles that surround your midsection. Now, the abs do play a part, but the core does more than you realise, really. For example, they stabilise your upper body. Now, this could be the difference between you leaning to one side, which could cause injury, but it also means your body stays in a set position, so your arms can do the hardest part. So one way to ensure your core is tight is how you breathe. So before lifting, you need to breathe in and tense your core muscles at the same time. Now, this means that the internal pressure caused will support your body and make it tight and stable during that exercise. Otherwise, if it's not, it will just crumple and you'll get injured. So as you lift, you need to breathe out while maintaining that pressure within your body, which may seem strange and difficult, but it's not as hard as it sounds. So other muscles that should be working during your deadlift is your upper back, your lats, because when you tighten these up and tense them, you can use them to pull and also set your body into a good position. So you're not just using your legs, but you're using your upper body as well. And this, when it's all tight together, causes your body to less likely get injured while you're doing this lifting. Now, you will notice a difference if you squeeze your shoulder blades together and pull the bar. It's amazing what that simple move can actually help you do while deadlifting and make you be able to lift more. So deadlifts are also very good for improving your grip, as when you have to lift a heavy weight, it's just your grip that's holding onto it. So one way that when you get to a really heavy weight, you can do is the thing called a hook grip, which is where your thumb goes around the bar and then your fingers go around your thumb, and this then pushes it against the bar. Some people say, will that not break your finger? But when you do it correctly, it won't cause your thumb to pop out or anything. But it is a great way to improve your grip if you just hold it without your thumb. Now, some people will switch grip, and this makes it easier to lift as well. But if you want to improve your grip, just keep trying to hold on to the bar. So there is other things you can do with deadlift, such as a wider leg stance. Now, this will mean you can lift more weight, but it will also work the inside of your thigh as well. So this can be used, or you can go closer and it will target your outside of your legs. So there's different ways of adapting the workout to get results in different places. So while deadlifting, all these muscles are using energy, and thus it really helps in fat burning as well. So these are just some of the reasons why women should deadlift and work to deadlift heavy weight. And now I have another video which describes why strength training is such a good idea. So check that out, and you'll see explained really easily what you should do. But if you want to try deadlifting, try this on a 5-minute clock. The first minute, do 3 deadlifts. For example, if it's just 35 kilos. Minute 2, do 6 deadlifts at 30 kilos. Minute 3, do 9 deadlifts at 25. Minute 4, 6 deadlifts at 30. And then minute 5, do 3 deadlifts again at 35. So you're going to be burning fat, using weight, and improving your deadlifting. So you can break up those reps. You don't all have to go do them in really fast in one go. If that is too heavy, then try and do it with a lighter weight, but try and progress each minute and then go back down again. And you will eventually improve in your strength, but also get a good fat burn on. So deadlifts don't have to be done with just a barbell. You can use other equipment such as dumbbells, kettlebells, and a hex bar, which is one that goes around you. That's easier to do. But by changing up with different equipment, you get a different response, and it helps you to improve, and your body can't adapt as well because it's constantly changing. So perhaps try single leg kettlebell deadlifts. And by adding these variations in, you will definitely improve your regular deadlift as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this video about deadlifting. I hope you've learned something. I hope you want to try it in your workout, because they really are a phenomenal exercise that will get you the results that you want. So as always, like and subscribe. Comment below what you'd like to see in our next video. If you want to find out something more, then we'll try and put it in a video, and so you can learn, because I'm sure many other people are wondering the same question. Click the bell notification so you can see when we upload again, because we're just constantly trying to help you to transform your body to get your ideal physique. See you in the next one.